Come on, look at that. That is what I've been waiting for. Yeah. Oh my god, look at that. That is so good. I don't even know. That's probably not going to work in there anyway once I put it on. So I want to start off the video by saying a thanks to 3D Wrap for sending me out the adapter to make this possible. They make a whole bunch of stuff that you can put on your Logitech systems, and I'll leave the link for their store down below. If you want to go check them out, you can get some stuff for yourself as well. And also, before we get too much into the video as well, I've also got my second channel where I'm building some real cars. It'd be awesome to have you guys go and support that one too. It would really mean a lot and help bring that channel off from the ground as well. So the link for that one will be down below too. Well, obviously not a genuine Momo. I'm not going to go and spend 130 bucks on a wheel that's just going to be on a gaming system. But it actually feels really nice. Like, I think it's suede. I'm not sure. But it is a comfortable grip, and we've got a fair amount of dish on there, so hopefully, like if you're doing this kind of thing, try get a wheel with some dish so that you can access the buttons behind it, because this will cover up the buttons on your steering wheel. So to start off with, we're going to take off our old wheel. Make sure it's not plugged in as well, because you don't want to short circuit anything. So unplug it and we'll start unbolting everything off from it. Now there are also meant to be some screws on the back of the wheel, like up in there, kind of. I didn't put those back in when I did the video for the clamps, just because this front piece here holds the wheel on anyway, so I didn't really see any point in putting those back in. Just a heads up, just undoing this front bit is not going to let the wheel come off. You do need to get in behind there. The only reason I didn't put them back in there as well is also because they are tiny screws and they're just a pain in the ass. So I was just like, she's all good. Now, when removing the circuit board, motherboard, whatever you want to call it, try to only hold it on the edges, because you don't want to be touching here and then getting grease and oil and all that kind of stuff from your hands and fingers and like short circuiting anything. And make sure you put it down on something that's preferably wood or plastic. Again, just so you don't get crap all in the circuits. And the next thing you're going to want to do is there's two screws for these two buttons here. Those again are very small screws, so try not to lose them. So you want to take those out, then those buttons just slip off, and then you've just got two more screws up the back here, the two silver ones. Take those ones out and then this whole thing will wiggle off. Just be mindful that your buttons here, they do kind of loop around, so you're going to need to kind of wiggle those out, or you can again take those out, but it's just more of those tiny screws that you could potentially lose. So I try to not take those off. So that there, I'll see if I can get the camera to focus on it. That's how small that screw is. You don't want to be losing that. Alright, there we go. That's everything off from that wheel. Now, we need to start getting it all mounted up together so that we can put our aftermarket wheel back on. Alright, now what you're going to want to do is put your two buttons back on that you took off before. Put those on, and then we'll put the circuit board back on. Try and get it, well, you want to get it aligned pretty much 100% again. Don't force it because you don't want to crack it, and also when you put the screws back in, don't tighten them all the way down. Like, don't really like tighten into them, otherwise you will crack the board with that as well. Just enough so that you got some tension and it's not like wiggling everywhere. Once that's all done, just like quickly test like all your buttons, just make sure they all function as they should. Otherwise you don't want to put it all on and then find out that one of your buttons doesn't have movement or something might be jammed behind them. So make sure they all press in as they should, especially your home button, because the little bracket that it sits on, that kind of pops in and out of this whole holder, so you might need to make sure that that's still pressed in and that button functions as normal. So now we're going to plug this one back in, then we sit that on our wheel, and then we can start setting up for our aftermarket wheel. Alright, so in the bag you get your adapter, and you also get the screws and nuts and bolts, all that kind of stuff. Alright, so I've just done a couple of the nuts already, just to show you guys what it should look like. So, yeah, a little nut for each bolt that is in the packet. Now what happens is, because it's 3D printed, they've printed like a little groove for that nut to sit in. So what you want to do is get that nut, sit it on top of that outer hole, and then use maybe like your Allen key or something, and you want to kind of just try and press it into that groove. So eventually you'll see, let's get that focused on there. So we've got one up there, one over there, and then I've just done that one there. And you want to do this first before anything else, otherwise it will become a pain in the ass to do it later on. Once that's all done, you can then use your factory screws that came with the Logitech. You can use that to bolt this on, and it also does come with the little grooves, like they've got the grooves printed out on there, so you know obviously which way to get it set up. We'll put this on, and then we can start putting the wheel on finally. I have found one little issue. The front face of the steering wheel, or where it mounts onto, the two little clips that hold the, like that return piece of plastic for your home button, they stick out further than what the base of that is. And the problem is, this doesn't have any like little cutouts for them. It's quite a small thing, so I'll see if I can get the camera like zoomed in close enough. So the problem is that there's two little clips here, and that's for that plate that your home button attaches to, so that has that return spring feeling. And the problem is that these stick out that little bit further than what this whole backing plate does. The issue is that there's no little cutouts for those to sit into, so when you tighten this down, it pushes that back out, or that's where it forces it to go, and then it kind of acts like you're always holding on that home button. So I've taken it all off, and what we're going to do is we're going to try and get that spring, well it's I don't know if we'll, it's this little bracket that kind of goes around here. We're going to try and pop that out, because I might have a fix for it. So you want to try and squeeze the two clips from the front, try to squeeze them in a little bit, and then you can kind of wedge it up. And there we go. Alright, so that one's out. Now, what we're going to try and do is trim down. We'll get a close-up of that. Is try to trim down the tops of these clips here, because that's what's sticking out at the moment. So, I'm gonna try and do this and keep it in focus. We're gonna get some scissors. Now, if you break the clip off, I will warn you, that could possibly happen if you don't do this right, or if you just muck it up. Because really all we need is just this little piece. Because really all we need is just the bottom bit there, which is the actual clip. The top of it is just there for, I don't know, just a bit more structural support and whatnot. So we're gonna try and trim just a bit of that top off. And we'll do the other side as well. Alright, so now we'll pop this back in and see how it sits. Alright, so I'm pressing quite hard on that, and we still have function of our button, so I feel like we have fixed that problem. We'll go ahead, put all these on, we'll do them up to about finger tight, see how it all goes, and we can kind of move on from there. Alright, these can go just past finger tight, I think, and we should still be all good. Is that is still working. Alright, now, here's the fun part, the wheel. So because those nuts are just pressed in, like, and it's only 3D printed, so they might have come loose, or they might not be like 100% secure in there. You just want to get a flathead screwdriver and just stick it behind whichever bolt you're screwing up at the time. So we'll start off with the top, and then we can work our way around. There we go. This is looking so good. As far as buttons go, I can still kind of access my directional button, and I can get to the X, Y, BA buttons as well. Maybe a little bit tricky to get to. The only ones that you might have issues to are the other two that are like directly behind the wheel. These two on the side, I don't know the names of them, the LSB and the RSB. I don't know when I've ever used those, but the ones behind here, I've never really needed them in like a quick access kind of thing. Like I can just go from here and just kind of press around there. Home button, that's pretty easy to get to as well. I think the only issue that I might have is using a handbrake. So it's going to be quite awkward to try and go there for a handbrake, so I might have an idea around it. So we'll jump into Forza and give it a go. So if you're a drifter and you're going to have problems trying to get to that for a handbrake, what you can do is when you upgrade the brakes on your car, go to the tuning and go to brake balance, and you want to balance it a bit more to the rear. So when you actually press your brakes down, they act more like a handbrake rather than normal brakes. I don't know when I've ever used just like normal braking. And then obviously if you're building a race car, you don't really use the handbrake anyway, so it all checks out fine. Oh my god, this thing sounds amazing. And we'll go take this thing for a spin to see how the wheel feels. And I can tell you already, having that larger diameter wheel really does feel a lot better. Oh, get around! Oh my god! That was so close, don't hit him! I don't know where to link to. Let's cut the garden there for a sec. I've chosen the straightest road in Surfers Paradise. Where are we gonna go? Let's head up for a bit more, and we'll take a left. The wheel feels a lot better, like just the texture or the material of it does feel a lot better than the Logitech one. The only issue is I'm really, God, you bastard. I'm really gonna have to get used to using the foot brake as the handbrake. That's gonna be the biggest issue at the moment. Oh, a little tap. Handbrake with the feet. But it's not as bad as I was expecting it. There's cars on both sides. I don't know where I meant to go with that. As far as how solid it feels like it's attached to the wheel or the base of the wheel very well. Except the only difference is because it's bigger and it's got a lot more I don't know what to call it, a lot more leverage from the base of the wheel. My stand does kind of shake a lot more with it, but that's my stand, not the product from 3D Wraps. So once I have like a better stand, then obviously this shouldn't move. But we will go for a few more slides. Oh no, you fuck. What are you doing? Yeah, just, okay, no worries, mate. Let's try that again. Pretend you're not a complete retard. You are a complete retard. I've not chosen the greatest area to go drifting at, have I? I'm picking all the ones where we've not really got many options to link to. Damn truck! God, it's so smooth, this car as well. No! For f***'s sake! Anyway, this wheel feels amazing. My stand, yeah, not really. Handbrake, that is something I will. Oh my god, Anna, bugger off. Handbraking, I think I want to try and get a hydro handbrake or just an external handbrake here in the near future. So that might be a thing that happens next. And then I'm just gonna, I can't talk and drift at the same time, and I'm not good at multitasking. So handbrake, and then what I want to try and do after that is relocate the buttons from here and make like a dash panel there somewhere. The only downside though is I won't get to keep sequential shifters. That might be an issue when I'm driving cars that are 7-speed or 8-speed transmissions, so I don't know how I'm going to get around that. I might have to lead some wires back to here into like a little switch that I might have to like fabricate like a little thing there. I don't know. I'll just have to see what happens, but for today, this adapter, it's worked really well. I love the feeling of this wheel. Definitely get a deep dish wheel. Don't get something that's flat, otherwise those buttons will be next to impossible to reach. Even if I really wanted to go sequential, I probably could. I mean, I got pretty big hands, so it's more than accessible for me to get to there. Might be a little bit awkward, but I can still use them if I really need to. And then downshift. Yeah, if you're a little bit younger or you got some smaller hands, that might be a bit of a task. But other than that, this thing is brilliant. If you want to do the same thing as well, their link is down below. Go get one. They're relatively cheap. And the steering wheel, you don't need to get anything fancy or genuine. This literally cost me like 38 bucks from eBay, and that included shipping. And it just feels really nice. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because there will be more gaming videos or budget gaming videos coming out in the near future. And there's also my second channel. It'd be awesome to have your support on that one as well. Don't forget to subscribe to that. And until the next one, hopefully I'll see you there. Subway signing out.